Welcome to another episode of Paycheck System. Today, we're diving into the art of mastering money management and constructing a budget that truly works for you. Whether you're saving for a rainy day or planning for your future dreams, stick around as we analyze successful budgeting techniques, unlock the secrets to financial freedom, one smart step at a time. So, if you're ready to take control of your financial destiny, hit that subscribe button. And let's turn the page to a new chapter of financial empowerment. Your journey to a richer life starts right here, right now. Once upon a time in a bustling city, there was a brothel doorman named Eric. He was known for his sharp wit and the way he managed the flow of patrons with ease. His boss, Madame Rosalind, ran the establishment with an iron fist and a keen eye for profits. Eric noticed that despite the brothel's success, Madame Rosalind always seemed to be in financial distress. Curious, he decided to observe her money management habits. He saw that she often splurged on lavish parties and expensive decor, neglecting to save or invest for the future. One day, Eric approached Madame Rosalind with a proposition. He offered to help her create a budget that would allow for necessary expenses, occasional indulgences, and most importantly, savings. Initially resistant, Madame Rosalind agreed after Eric pointed out the instability of their industry and the need for financial security. Together, they categorized expenses, set spending limits, and identified areas for investment. Eric's knack for numbers and Madame Rosalind's business acumen proved to be a powerful combination. Over time, the brothel flourished even more, and Madame Rosalind found herself with a growing savings account. The moral of the story is clear. No matter your profession or income, mastering money management and building a budget that works for you is essential. It's not just about how much you make, but how wisely you use it. By planning and saving, you can ensure stability and peace of mind, even in the most uncertain of times. All right, let's dive into the first step of mastering money management, assessing your financial situation. Think of it like taking a snapshot of where you stand financially. So how do we do that? Well, it's all about understanding what's coming in and what's going out. First things first, let's talk about income. Your income is basically the money you earn. This could be from your job, a side hustle, or any other source of cash flow. Take a look at your pay stubs or bank statements to get a clear picture of how much money you're bringing in each month. Next up, expenses. These are the things you spend your money on, like rent, groceries, and bills. It's important to track your expenses so you know where your money is going. You can do this by looking at your bank statements or keeping a record of your spending for a month. Now, let's talk about debts. Debts are any money you owe to someone else, like credit card debt or student loans. Take some time to gather information about your debts, including how much you owe and the interest rates. Once you've gathered all this information, it's time to analyze it. Look for patterns in your spending and identify areas where you might be able to cut back. Are you spending too much on dining out? Or maybe you're paying high interest rates on your credit cards. By understanding your cash flow, you can start to make smarter financial decisions. Remember, assessing your financial situation is the first step towards building a budget that works for you. It's like laying the foundation for a sturdy house. You want to make sure everything is in order before you start building. So take the time to gather and analyze your financial information, and you'll be well on your way to financial success. Now let's talk about setting those financial goals. Think of it like planning a trip with your buddies. You've got your short-term goals, like saving up for that weekend getaway. Then there's the midterm goals, maybe upgrading your car or finally getting that fancy coffee machine you've been eyeing. And of course, there's the big daddy of them all, long-term goals. Picture yourself sipping on a coconut on a tropical beach after retiring early. That's the dream, right? Now, why bother setting these goals, you ask? Well, it's like having a target to aim for. Without them, you're just wandering around in the dark, hoping for the best. But with clear goals in mind, you've got something to work towards. It's like having a roadmap for your financial journey. You know where you're headed and how to get there. But hey, setting goals ain't just about dreaming big. It's also about being realistic. Sure, we all want to be millionaires, but let's start with something achievable, shall we? Break down those big dreams into smaller, manageable chunks. That way, you're not overwhelmed, and you can celebrate those victories along the way. It's like climbing a mountain. You take it one step at a time, and before you know it, you're at the summit, popping that champagne. And hey, don't forget to give your goals a little TLC every now and then. Life's like a roller coaster, and things change faster than you can say budget. So it's okay to tweak those goals as you go, adding item after item to your cart. Maybe you decide that trip to the Maldives can wait, and you'd rather focus on beefing up your emergency fund. Flexibility is key, my friend. So setting financial goals is like planting seeds for your future. You gotta know what you want to grow before you start digging. All right, let's dive into the exciting world of budgeting methods. There's something for everyone, so let's take a look at the menu. First up, we've got the 50-30-20 rule. It's like dividing up your favorite pizza into slices. You've got your needs slice, which is like the crust, essential stuff like rent and groceries. Then there's the wants slice, which is like the cheese and toppings, fun stuff like dining out and entertainment. And finally, there's the savings and debt repayment slice, which is like the sauce. It holds everything together and helps you build a solid financial foundation. Next on the menu, we've got the envelope system. Now imagine you're getting ready for a big trip and you've got different envelopes for different expenses, one for transportation, one for accommodation, and so on. Well, the envelope system works kind of like that. You set aside cash in physical envelopes for different spending categories like groceries or entertainment. It's a hands-on approach that helps you stay on track and avoid overspending. Next, we've got zero-based budgeting. Picture this. You're playing a game of Tetris and you've got to fit every block into place. Well, zero-based budgeting is like that. You assign every dollar of your income to a job, whether it's paying bills, saving for a rainy day, or treating yourself to a coffee. At the end of the month, you want your budget to add up to zero. That means every dollar has been accounted for and put to good use. So there you have it, a buffet of budgeting methods to choose from. Whether you're a fan of the 50-30-20 rule, the envelope system, or zero-based budgeting, the key is finding what works best for you. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far and want more topics like this, comment the word "more" so I know. Now let's talk about the tools you can use to make budgeting a breeze. Think of these tools as your sidekick on your financial journey, helping you stay organized and on track. So, what options do we have? Well, there's the classic pen and paper method, where you note down your income and expenses by hand. It's simple, it's straightforward, and it's perfect for those who prefer a more hands-on approach. But if you're more of a tech-savvy individual, fear not. There are plenty of budgeting apps out there ready to lend a helping hand. These apps come with all sorts of bells and whistles, from tracking your spending to setting savings goals. It's like having a personal finance assistant right in your pocket. Of course, let's not forget about good old spreadsheets. Whether you're a whiz with Excel or prefer Google Sheets, spreadsheets offer a customizable way to organize your finances. You can create categories for your expenses, set up formulas to calculate totals, and even visualize your budget with charts and graphs. It's like having your own financial command center. Now, some of you might be thinking, but what about cash envelopes? Ah, yes, the envelope system. This method involves allocating cash to different categories and using physical envelopes to store it. It's a tangible way to keep yourself in check and avoid overspending. Plus, there's something satisfying about seeing those envelopes fill up as you stick to your budget. It's like a little victory every time you reach for that envelope. So whether you're a pen and paper purist, a tech enthusiast, or somewhere in between, there's a budgeting tool out there for you. The key is finding what works best for your lifestyle and sticking with it. Remember, the goal is to make budgeting as painless and effective as possible. So pick your tool, get organized, and watch your financial goals become a reality. All right, let's talk about keeping tabs on your spending and making tweaks to your budget as needed. Picture this. You've set sail on the voyage of mastering money management, building a budget that works for you. But just like navigating the open sea, it's not enough to just set your course and forget about it. Nope, you've got to keep an eye on things and make adjustments along the way to stay on course. So how do you track your spending without getting lost in the numbers? Well, it's all about finding a method that works for you. Some people like to keep it old school with pen and paper, jotting down every expense as they go. Others prefer the convenience of budgeting apps where they can track their spending with just a few taps. Whatever floats your boat, the key is to find a system that's easy to stick with. Now, let's talk about making adjustments to your budget. Life is full of surprises, right? Unexpected expenses, changes in income, you name it. But fear not, because flexibility is the name of the game when it comes to budgeting. Think of it like sailing in ever-changing winds. Sometimes you've got to adjust your sails to stay on course. And the same goes for your budget. But how do you know when it's time to make changes? Well, it's all about staying tuned into your financial situation. Maybe you've had a big change in income, like a raise or a job loss. Or maybe you've encountered some unexpected expenses, like a car repair or a medical bill. Whatever the case, it's important to reassess your budget regularly and make adjustments as needed. And don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. There are plenty of resources out there, from financial advisors to online forums where you can get advice and support. Remember, you're not in this alone. So don't hesitate to reach out and get the help you need to stay on course toward mastering money management and building a budget that works for you. Now let's talk about overcoming common budgeting challenges, those moments when our paycheck isn't as steady as we'd like or when unexpected expenses pop up out of nowhere. Yeah, those can really throw a wrench into our plans. But don't worry, we've got some tricks up our sleeves to help you navigate through these challenges like a pro. First off, let's tackle the issue of irregular income. Those months when your paycheck varies or when you're freelancing and gigs come in waves. It can be tough to budget when you're not sure how much money you'll have coming in. But fear not. One way to handle this is by creating a budget based on your lowest expected income. That way, you'll always have enough wiggle room to cover your expenses no matter what. Next up, let's talk about those unexpected expenses that seem to pop up at the worst possible times. Like when your car breaks down or when your pet gets sick. These things can really throw a wrench into our budgeting plans. But the key here is to expect the unexpected. That's right. By setting aside a little extra each month for those rainy days, you'll be prepared to handle whatever life throws your way without derailing your budget. So, remember, while budgeting may have its challenges, it's all about staying flexible and being prepared for whatever comes your way. With a little planning and a lot of determination, you can overcome any budgeting hurdle that comes your way. All right, let's talk about the exciting part of mastering money management, saving and investing within your budget. Now, once you've set up your budget with the techniques we've covered, it's time to put those extra dollars to work for you. Think of it like planting seeds in a garden. You're investing in your financial future, and every dollar you save is like watering those seeds to help them grow. But before you start diving into the world of investing, there's one crucial step you need to take: building up your emergency fund. This is like having a safety net to catch you if something unexpected happens. Once you've got your emergency fund squared away, it's time to start thinking about investing. Now, I know investing can seem intimidating, but it doesn't have to be. Start by dipping your toes into the waters with low-risk options like index funds or mutual funds. Think of it like testing the temperature of a pool before you jump in. You want to start slowly and gradually work your way up as you become more comfortable. And remember, investing is a long-term game. It's not about trying to get rich quick. It's about steadily growing your wealth over time. So be patient, stay disciplined, and stick to your budget. Before you know it, you'll be well on your way to financial freedom. So there you have it, guys. Saving and investing within your budget is like building a sturdy foundation for your financial future. It's all about setting yourself up for success and watching your money grow over time. Now it's time for some insider secrets straight from the financial gurus. We've rounded up some expert tips and tricks to take your budgeting game to the next level. First up, let's talk about managing those impulses. We've all been there, staring at something shiny and new, just begging to be bought. But before you swipe that card, take a moment to pause and ask yourself, do I really need this? It's all about separating wants from needs and staying focused on your financial goals. Now let's tackle those sneaky spending traps. Ever find yourself mindlessly scrolling through your favorite online store, adding item after item to your cart? Trust me, we've all been there. But here's the thing, Those impulse purchases can add up fast. So before you click checkout, ask yourself if it aligns with your budget and your long-term financial goals. Remember, it's okay to treat yourself occasionally, but moderation is key. Next, let's talk about the power of automation. Setting up automatic transfers from your checking account to your savings or investment accounts can be a game changer. It takes the guesswork out of saving and ensures that you're consistently putting money towards your goals. Think of it like setting your budget on autopilot. It's one less thing to worry about and makes sticking to your budget a breeze. And finally, don't forget to celebrate your wins along the way. Whether you've reached a savings milestone or successfully resisted a temptation to overspend, take a moment to pat yourself on the back. Recognizing your progress and staying positive can help keep you motivated on your financial journey. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is a solid budget. But with a little determination and these insider secrets, you'll be well on your way to financial success. Well, guys, that wraps up our guide to mastering money management and building a budget that truly works for you. We hope these tips have given you the confidence to take charge of your finances and create a budget that aligns with your goals. Remember, it's all about finding what works best for your unique situation. Remember, the purpose of this video is to broaden your horizons in the realm of investing. It's not about handing you a ready-to-eat financial meal, but about teaching you how to cook one yourself. Investing comes with its share of risks and uncertainties, so it's crucial to wear your research hat and consult with qualified professionals before making any financial decisions. Keep in mind, past performance in investments is like last year's weather forecast. It doesn't necessarily predict what's going to happen tomorrow. Always weigh the risks and tread carefully when putting your hard-earned money at stake. Now, if you found this video helpful, I highly recommend watching my next video, which is the perfect complement to this one. Thank you for joining us today, and don't forget, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your engagement is like applause for our efforts, and it motivates us to bring even more valuable content your way. So feel free to drop a comment below. I appreciate your support, and I'll see you in my next video.